ladies and gentlemen. It is March. It is rainy, but it is wonderful to be alive and well and just plain living in Tullahoma,
Tennessee.
That's right. What a great place.
How are you?
When you're watching, I'm John Gray, by the way.
I'm Peggy Burton.
This is
Hi,
Peggy.
John.
This is my sister, surrogate sister there, Peggy Burton. When you're watching this, the election day will be over. Super Tuesday is today.
I know. When will we know that?
And we'll probably do an election show tonight.
Good.
Huh? No? No. Oh, well.
Never mind.
We used to. Sorry about that.
We don't do primaries.
Huh?
We don't do primaries.
We don't do primaries. Oh. We should, seeing as how this is the only day to vote for anything in this county, because it's a Republican primary. But that's the way that is. But I hope you voted.
That's the main thing.
You know, main thing, I hope you went out and voted. You know, you can't complain unless you vote, as far as I'm concerned.
There's some good candidates running.
Yeah, there's good people
Choose
running.
carefully.
And, you know, we've got to make a decision.
Exactly.
You know, but the only way you can be part of the government that runs this country,
Is to
a
participate.
free country, is, you know, there's a lot of countries you don't have a chance to vote.
I know.
They just tell you who's going to be in charge.
And then they
if you don't
shoot
like
you.
it, they'll cut your head off.
I know.
Yeah, but not here. So, yeah, this is
So
the
far.
only place, one of the few places in the world where when there's a change in power, nobody dies.
Isn't that wonderful?
You know, yeah, it's great. You know, a lot of times it's who comes in and takes over and kills off the rest of them.
I know.
So how you feeling? Good?
You don't want to know.
Yeah, shoot. Peggy's feeling good. She's always feeling good.
I wish, yeah. It would be nice to always be feeling good.
Always be feeling good. That's right. But, you know, we're right here in downtown Tullahoma, Tennessee. Proud to be here and just waiting on the next big thing,
yeah.
which is this Saturday night and Saturday afternoon. Miss Tullahoma
Right.
is going to be held for the first time in many years at South Jackson Civic Center, where it originally started.
And that's kind of interesting.
It is.
It's kind of historic, and I think that it's going to be a big success because Greg Russell's daughter's doing I guess putting it together.
Yeah, she is,
And
Michaela. And
Michaela, I'm so proud of her. That's
But Miss
Wonderful.
Woodard at the high school has done that for years.
And
the high
done a
school
fabulous
has done.
job.
She's done an outstanding job. And you know, the high school figured out it was time for them to, and Miss Woodard was done it for years and years and years, and you know, nobody else
Oh,
over
yeah.
there really wanted to take it on.
It's my understanding that it's only Tullahoma people, correct? Or people in school in Tullahoma or anybody in Tullahoma? I don't think it's county-wide.
You can be no. This is Miss Tullahoma.
It's Miss Tullahoma.
You have to live in the city limits of Tullahoma.
Right. But
And,
you can. Somebody asked me, "Can you be a homeschool person?"
Yes.
And I said, "Yes, of course."
This is not Miss.
Right. It's not Miss Tullahoma High School.
You know, it's not Miss
Miss
THS. It's Miss Tullahoma.
Well, I hope they have a good turnout. You know, I have mixed emotions. They're all beautiful when they have contests.
Why, sure they are.
And they
Sure
all
they are.
deserve to win, but they can't all win.
No, and-
so it's kind of to whatever the judge sees.
And you know, it's a different deal in this way, in that it is now for the 9th, 10th, for the high school age.
Oh, they're going all the way
They're-
down to ninth?
They have been.
Okay.
That's high school now.
Oh, all right.
That used to be junior high, but it's not. That's high school.
It's high
That's
school now.
freshman.
You're right.
But it is going to be a scholarship
I
pageant.
love that. I think that's going to make it.
And if you are not a senior and you win, say like if you're a freshman or a sophomore or a junior and you win,
You get the-
that money is held back until you graduate.
That's wonderful. So, if you're Miss Tullahoma this year, can you run for it next year?
Well, now you're asking me questions I don't know. I
don't
think
know,
once
but
you've been it, that's enough.
It might be. but
basically.
I'm not sure if there's a rule on that.
I think there is a rule. I don't think you can be Miss
Probably.
Telehoma year after year after
Probably
year.
not.
Yeah. But what the deal is 2 o'clock is little Miss Telehoma. That's the little babies.
Do you remember what the age limit is on that group?
Well, they have to be old enough to walk across the stage, I guess.
I hear such cute stories.
They're
of
probably
the little people.
3 or 4 to the first grade, I think, something like
Yeah.
that. And then you have the junior miss, which is the middle school age,
Right.
which is something that started, I don't know, 10 or so years ago. It hasn't always
Hasn't
been
always had that.
So, and that makes it that. And then of course the upper, and that's going to be at South Jackson Civic Center. That South Jackson's going pulling all the stops. It's going to be a
It'll be
big production.
Fabulous event.
And we'll be there as always to video and have Peg, Candy and I will have commentary during the show. And so, and it'll be on our television network, as it will LightTube too.
Good.
As well, because we share that video with them.
Yeah, I'm glad that people that don't go to it get to see it.
Yeah.
And that, do you pay to get in?
Oh,
I
heavens,
would
yes.
think that you
Yeah, it's a
would,
fun.
so-
It's a money
Well,
maker.
the reason I asked, I thought it did, but I wondered if they were going to video it so it could be sent into homes and they would pay. No.
I don't know if are they streaming, Philip? No stream. Won't be streamed.
They'll lose some money.
Well, that's their decision to make.
Yeah.
And it never has been streamed.
Right. That doesn't mean it can't be.
I know.
One day maybe.
But so that's
Oh,
going to
the
be
reason
Saturday.
I say that is there's so many people that are going to be on the stage whose grandparents are in California or in New York City, and how nice
Well,
it would
but they'll
be. Yeah.
after when it goes on the air, it'll be on our
It'll
website,
be on your
so that on
website.
our YouTube
Yeah,
channel,
good.
so they can watch it there.
I wanted to mention Lyle Lovett.
Wow.
Lyle Russell, sorry, Lyle, being at the Civic Center tonight at 6 o'clock to talk about the witch person. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, that'd be good, except he'll be doing that before this goes on the air.
Oh, never mind.
This doesn't go on the air until 6:30.
Okay.
So
So
but-
maybe you're there right now.
Yeah, maybe you're there right now. And if you're
I always
not,
forget
run.
that.
You can get there in time. I think we should have a Mrs. Telehoma contest at some
It could
point.
be. I know my daughter-in-law was Mrs. Oklahoma City, I think,
Uh-huh.
once upon a time.
So age has nothing to do with beauty.
Really.
And poise and-
So they could go
and
all the way up
character.
to 100.
Yeah,
or
yeah.
150, however it
Yeah.
goes.
It sure does. But being, I have a set of things to read here because it's election day,
Okay,
okay?
carry on.
This is called assumed truth. What exists between what you see and what you say? What you see is unfiltered, stamped on your memory as it occurred. But your eyes, mind, and heart do not always know the circumstances behind the action seen. What you say is often restricted by society's current definition of what is acceptable, or your personal ideology. Both bridle one's perspective. So between what you see and what you say is assumed truth.
True.
Doesn't necessarily mean it is true.
I think that, the fact that so many people are texting and not hearing the voice on the phone or even seeing their facial expressions, they lose a lot of the meaning of what a person is saying.
And vote. Go vote. And know who you're voting for and know what they stand for.
Right.
Because what you're doing is you're putting a person in a position to make decisions for you.
It's true.
How old is old enough to be grown? Hobbits come of age at 33. Americans say at 18 you can die for your country, but you can't drink a beer. Who is wise enough to set the parameters? The media, institutions, preachers, teachers, or the bright light that shines through our soul? Only we know when, how, and where we reach the age of understanding. Nobody else should state the date of one's inner awakening. Surely not politicians.
Thank you very much. That's well done. That's true. And what age were you when you
Yeah.
started recognizing important?
You know, 18 years old, you get to vote. 18-year-olds, most of them don't even know who the president is.
I know.
You know, we don't really wake up to what life is really all about till we've experienced some of it
That's
as
true.
an adult.
I think sometimes parents make the mistake of trying to get into the heads of children experiences they've had. However, I don't think you really learn until you experience
You
it
learn
yourself.
it yourself. We live in a land of the free because of the brave that fight for our rights, many to their grave. Freedom of speech is the law of the land. So when I voice my opinion, I hope that you will understand. You can disagree with me. It's your choice to do. But don't hate me for my words, because I'll refuse to hate you. Please hear this sermon I'm trying to preach. We all have the right to free speech.
Yes, we do.
So don't get upset with somebody for using their right to free speech just because they disagree with you. Life is arranged around relationships. Without them, one would be lost. Every thought we have involves a relationship with something. Friends, a love, family, enemies, acquaintances, a car, a pet, a tree, the world, your faith. How lonely would it be without them? Lonely enough not to exist? Good or bad? Thank God for our relationships.
Absolutely.
And then,
That's why I have a cat.
jazz man. If the past is a foreign country, how many passports must I have? How many sovereign states have I lived and loved in, then left? What language will my name be pronounced in tomorrow? As I search for another location, fly me to the moon. In this world, I am trapped by my past. More space is needed to meet the tomorrows where I can continue to grow unbridled
Very nice.
by the past.
By the past, yeah.
So, with those things said, I hope you voted. I hope you're happy with the outcome. We all can't be. But we live in a land of free speech, and we live in a land where we have the opportunity to cast a ballot for the person we want to represent us. If that doesn't work out, then
Try again.
we still have elected some officials who will make decisions for us. Support them or talk to them about the way you feel differently from what they say and do, because you have the right to free speech, and they should, if they are truly representatives of the people, listen. We'll be
I
back
agree.
after these messages.
I want to invite y'all to come by Clayton's, downtown Tullahoma. We try to serve the community, the area, and we try to help people with their feet and comfortable shoes. We still measure feet. We have a great new arch mat. We have insoles. Please come see us at Clayton's and let me help you find some comfortable shoes for those achy feet.
We're gonna fit your style. We're gonna make you smile. Service and quality. At Clayton Shoe Store, we're gonna fit your style.
My husband was diagnosed with a spinal infection. He lost his ability to swallow and the movement of his legs.
I couldn't turn over in bed, I couldn't walk, I couldn't eat.
They were just wonderful in the treatment and care they gave my husband.
I regained my mobility where I was able to go home.
It is miraculous.
Let us champion your recovery. Life Care Center of Tullahoma.
STEM is everywhere, like here, behind the scenes of The Walking Dead.
When we break down clothes, we tumble it with trisodium phosphate, rock salt, and dish detergent.
We stitched together images of our model and created a 3D set that can be walked through in a VR headset.
We're able to turn 12 walkers into 1,000 walker boards.
STEM can create new worlds on and off the screen. What will you make with STEM? Get inspired at SheCanSTEM.com.
There's a lot of talk about the risks associated with the COVID-19 vaccine, but the reality is, it's safer than going for a run. Give it a shot. Find a free appointment today at covid19.tn.gov.
Times are very challenging right now, and stress levels are high.
Reports indicate overdoses on the rise in communities across the state of Tennessee.
Those experiencing addiction and their loved ones may be struggling to navigate through all the change.
We want you to know that deaths from overdose are preventable.
And help is available.
Anytime.
Day or night.
How do I know?
How do I know?
I am the face of recovery in Tennessee.
Talking history about this and that. It's conversations with John and Pat, with John and Pat, with John and Pat.
Hello, everyone. I'm John Rickman, and this is
Pat Welch with number 7 of the Conversations with John and Pat. John, what have you got for us today?
Well, maybe I can do better than I did the week before. Missed the words on a few things, but maybe I can get through this one.
Well, that just...
all my songs are wordy, seems like.
Yeah, it doesn't hurt to be human.
Yeah.
In fact, we're a little bit more human than a lot of humans.
That's right. Here it is. Saturday summers when I was a kid, go to the schoolyard and here's what we did. We'd pick out the captains, choose up the teams. It was always a measure of my self-esteem, 'cause the fastest, the quickest played shortstop and first. The last to get picked were the worst. I never asked, I just knew it was sealed. I just took up my place in right field. Playing right field is easy, you know. You can be awkward, you can be slow. That's why I'm here in right field, watching the dandelions grow. Playing right field can be boring and dull. Little leagues never have lefties that pull, but a dream of the day when it came my way, but it never did. Still I would pray I'd make a fantastic catch on the run and not lose the ball in the sun. Then I'd awake from this long revelry and just pray that that ball never come out to me. Here in right field, it's easy, you know. You can be awkward, you can be slow. That's why I'm here in right field, watching the dandelions grow. Then somebody hollers to me, "Hey, wake up out there! Pay attention!" Off in the distance, the game's dragging on. There's strikes on the batter, some runners are on. I don't know the inning, I've forgotten the score. The whole team is yelling, but I don't know what for. Suddenly everyone's looking at point to the sky and I look up above as a baseball drops into my glove. Hot dog! Playing right field. It's important, you know. You gotta know how to catch. You gotta know how to throw. That's why I'm here in right field, watching the dandelions grow. Knock it out here, sucker!
John, you handled that a whole lot better in that song 2 weeks ago where you lost the words.
No, you can't be good every day. You can't be good all the time.
Well, you were exceptional this morning.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. But singing about baseball makes us think about sports in Tullahoma.
Just get baseball cranked up right now in
You know
Tullahoma?
who it makes me think of almost first off is Jackie Revis. Another is Jerry Mathis. I know Chris played Little League Baseball, and he played on the state championship Little League Baseball team, then on the high school baseball team.
I believe that was Tullahoma's first state champion.
It may have been. Yeah. It may have been. I'm really not sure. But Jackie Revis was coaching. Charles Riddle was the coach, and I think Jackie the manager. I can't remember how it went. But Chris, when he was a 9-year-old, I remember down here at Cascade Field, I'm working up in the press box. We're supposed to be, every parent has their day up in the press box. Here I was. Chris had not been playing real long. Well, it's his 9-year-old. And big 12-year-old gets up and hits a pop fly out into right field, and I think to myself, oh, Lord, I hope he can catch that ball. And he didn't only catch it, he caught it and then threw behind the runner and caught the man off at first base. And I thought maybe he's going to make a ball player. And so many memories. I'll often think of just how the gloves smell, you know, the leather smell of a glove. And
the grass when it's just been cut.
Grass just when it's been cut. And so many things about baseball that's so interesting.
You're talking about Little League and the song being about out in the outfield. One of the things that makes it tough when you're young and out in the outfield in Little League is normally the better teams have got a big 12-year-old pitcher, and if there's 18 outs and there's going to be about 16 strikeouts, and the ball's not in play very much, and a guy gets in his 2 innings in mandatory play, and he's sitting out there in the outfield, and the ball just being thrown between the pitcher and the catcher, he's going to get bored. You were talking about being in the press box. One night I was in the press box joking with the announcer, and I haven't checked it to clear it with this gentleman, so I won't bring his name up.
You won't use his name?
No, sir.
All right.
He was 9 years old, and he was in left field, and he was getting really bored. And in between pitches, his gloves started being thrown up, and he'd catch it, and he'd run around and picked up. But the best was between the pitch, he went from his normal position where he was and ran towards the fence, and then jumped up and caught a fake ball above the fence and got back before. But that was really a fun, humorous Little League memory for me.
Well, so many things come to mind taking these trips with the kids, you know, from time to time on. I remember the time when Jackie Revis and a group, we went to Manchester, and it was Manchester National Little League. And Jackie put me in charge the next game. We got beat by a close score. And the next game, he put me in charge, and I think Jim Waters was with me, and another fella couldn't be there, so I wound up being the head coach the next time we played this very same team. And we'd gotten beat with Jackie there. So, Jackie's, he's hyper, how Jackie is, and I said, I think I'm going to try a different strategy this time. I'm just going to be calm. I'm going to be very calm in the dugout. I'm going to just let things go the way that I taped the plays. Jackie had told me what signals to use and things like that, so I taped that to my wrist. And our boys wound up beating them 21-0 the next time we played them. And Jackie calls me, how'd y'all do last night? Jackie, you won't believe this. We beat them 21-0. What? You did? 21-0. Oh, man, that's a wonderful memories. But Jackie was a great baseball coach. I mean, he taught so many good fundamentals to the kids. And then Jerry Mathis, you know, took them a little farther with the high school ball. And then Jackie, of course, helped. And Craig has won a championship, a state championship over at Laverne.
That's correct. He's at Siegel now, but he won it at Laverne, and Jackie won a state championship at Franklin County, and that leads into a little story I had on him. This would have been in 65, 66 range. In Grider Stadium that we're refurbishing now, the city is, and rightly so. It was, when it was first built, now there was nobody that had any kind of facility like that, and we were hosting the TWSAA state tournament, and at that time the format had 4 teams, much like the Final Four in basketball. They're getting ready to play, and Franklin County was in it, and this was Jackie's one of his first teams over there, I believe, and they had some really, really, really good players. And I don't want to go into who they all were because I'd miss somebody, but I'll bring up one at the end of the story. And Jackie was favored, and he had everything planned minutely how this was all going to work out to where they were going to win, and somehow they got beat in the first game. Mm-hmm. It was a double elimination 4-team tournament, and Jackie just went completely off. He would always, at the end of the game, you would go to the foul line of whatever dugout you were in, and I believe that supposedly he was on the third base line, so they were out behind third base, and they always prayed first, and then he'd go over the baseball. Well, they hadn't sooner finished a fine prayer before he lit into them, just went on and on and on, that high squeaky voice, just ranting and raving. Well, Philip Fulmer, the UT football ex-coach, was a catcher, a fine one. He was a great catcher on that team. And they said he finally got his hand up where Coach was letting somebody else talk. And he said, "What do you need, Philip?" And he said, "Coach, if you'll just settle down, we'll come back and win this thing." And it really took Jackie, well, I guess so, you better. And he went home and mapped out every inning of the pitching that they would have to go through to win so many more games now if they were in a loser's bracket. And as he said, we did it.
That's a good story, Pat. We've got so many that we'll try to get out. Yeah. So many songs we'll try to get through.
And they're showing that we're done, John, and that concludes segment number 7 of Conversations with John and Pat. But it is not the last of the conversations if management will comply with us.
Talking history about this and that. It's Conversations with John and Pat. With John and Pat. With John and Pat.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
For many senior citizens, life looks like this, but it doesn't have to. When you make your home at Parkview Senior Living, life after retirement takes on a whole new meaning. Daily exercise options, fun outings, happy hour, game nights, movies and popcorn, arts and crafts, enjoying friends over chef-prepared meals. Parkview Senior Living, where you're always home, but you're never home alone.
He's a little bit of you, he's a little bit of me. He's the trash along the roadside of Tennessee. He's the garbage that we find. He's the dream we left behind. Lord, there ain't no lower class than Tennessee trash. Tennessee trash. Lord, there ain't no lower class than Tennessee. We have met the enemy, and he is us.
Is this the year you want to get fit? If so, check out just some of the things Tullahoma Parks and Rec has to offer. Kickboxing, aerobics, silver sneakers workouts, swim lessons, boot camp, water aerobics, basketball, Zumba, yoga, pickleball, lap swimming, treadmill, karate. Get fit, Tullahoma, and have some fun with Tullahoma Parks and Rec.
I was skeptical about getting the COVID-19 vaccine. There are a lot of opinions being shared. But I had the chance to talk with my doctor about my concerns. He told me the vaccines are backed by decades of research, and that the vaccines are proven safe and effective. Now I'm protected and ready to put this pandemic behind us. Join the millions of Tennesseans who have decided to give COVID-19 vaccines a shot. Visit covid19.tn.gov to find an appointment today.
Get your news first, fast, and free with your news leader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Local weather, sports, community calendar events, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Get it first, fast, and free with News Leader on Channel 6, your local information network.
All right, folks, we're back, and I'm proud to have, Peggy was saying something about, we were talking about voting earlier, and Peggy was talking about this guy right here, Lyle Russell, was going to have a speech tonight or give a program about one of his witches or warlocks or something.
Yeah.
And so all of a sudden, guess who walks through the door? My
Here I
man,
am.
Lyle Russell.
Yeah.
And, he's with our Parks and Rec, and we're so proud to have Lyle involved in our town because he's a man of many, many talents. Everything from teaching birds how to fly again to talking about ghosts and witches.
Yeah. Well, thanks for that introduction.
And Parks and Rec.
I'm here all week. Try the veal.
Here all week. No, he's here all the time. He's here all year. But what Lyle's going to tell us about right now is, March is here.
It is.
Rain, wind blows one day, the next day it's 80 degrees. But that means that spring and summer are on the way. Flowers are blooming.
Grass is
and
growing.
Parks and Rec cranks it up.
It does. It does. Baseball season is already underway, so we've been cranked up since early February. High school, middle school, JV teams, they're all playing right now. So even though the grass isn't necessarily growing, our job doesn't stop. So
That's
we've got
right.
to make sure that those fields are ready. And we've just finished a couple of major projects on one of them, the middle school field over at Wagner Park. We've been trying to get a lot of infrastructure projects done this year, and we had to replace the backstop over there. It was old 30-foot poles. They were starting to rust out at the bottom. It became a little bit of a safety issue. So we've got a new backstop put in over there, and the snow didn't help us any, so it ran us a little behind. But the first game got off and everything went well. We had the mound rebuilt and all that. So we've been putting a lot of effort into just bringing things up to standard and getting things nice already. And the grass isn't even growing yet.
Now, I saw something, and I can't remember where I saw it. I could do that. Oh, and by the way, Lyle's birthday was yesterday as well.
Your birthday was yesterday as well.
Lyle's birthday was yesterday. Don Jones, who's supposed to come over today and play some guitar for us, his birthday's yesterday. Lillian Warwick's birthday was yesterday. Elizabeth Lester, what's her last name?
Nope, you got me on that one.
I can't remember right now, but it'll come to me. But Elizabeth is a birthday partner of mine. There's all kinds of March 4th people out there.
There is.
So happy birthday to you.
Well, thank you. Happy birthday to you.
Thank you. Appreciate it. But have y'all are y'all using a movable mound?
So some of our fields have that. If you're familiar with Wagner Park, where the Babe Ruth field is, there's another field to the side of it. It's the old softball field. We call it Wagner 3. That field we're renovating into a 50-70 field, so that way it can help with an intermediate age group. That baseball is kind of lost a little bit. You know, once Little League ends and middle school picks up, there's a gap in there, and we were losing some players in that window. And so we've got that field now fenced in, and that one, because it's flat, has to have a portable mound to raise the pitcher's mound. So we did get one of those with the help of Little League. They purchased it, and we're use it out there.
That's probably where I saw it. I saw it where Little League was talking about the things that they had done and for the programs in Tullahoma. That's where I saw that.
Oh yeah, we've got a really good working relationship with them, and they've been great so far. You know, we've been working well together and trying to get things for these young athletes to do, and keep the field safe. Make sure that they're up to date and in good condition.
So Babe Ruth doesn't exist anymore?
It doesn't, but that's what this field will now take over, is that intermediate age group that Babe Ruth used to do. Now those kids will have a place to play in Little League until they're ready to go on to that middle school range.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, well, of course, we never had middle school baseball.
Right. And so now, you know, that team holds anywhere from 20 to 30 kids that would normally be playing Babe Ruth. And so we just decided, well, how can we make this work to where the kids don't lose a spot and we still provide the service for them? And Little League stepped up and wanted to host that intermediate age group with our help with making that field. And so it's been a really good partnership for the kids to have a place to go play.
So you were talking about baseball's already started. Have we gotten set up with everything to where we're a good tournament town?
We are getting close. With the changes that we made last year with the lighting at Wagner Park on Little League 1 and 2 over there, and then of course our Babe Ruth field, and now this 50-70 field that we're going to unveil this year. All of that lighting was a requirement to be able to host Little League events, the district tournament, the All-Stars, that sort of thing. So we hosted the All-Stars last year. And that was a good precursor that put us in position now to be able to host a state championship. And we have a bid in to do that this year. So that's the start. And then, of course, you know, we've been, I want to say last year we had 14 outside tournaments that came to Tullahoma over a span of time. So we have been drawing them.
There's money there.
Oh, there is. There is.
For the town.
Yeah, very much so. We've already had inquiries this year from ones that we haven't had before, as well as the ones we've already had. So the 14 last year, we expect easily to double that. So the scheduling becomes a little bit of a problem then, because we've only got so many fields. So So yeah, so it's been a juggling act, but we've been able to balance it so far. We've got a really good team working on our athletics, and we've gotten a great support from our administration and getting all these projects done and funded, which is always an important thing. So
and bathrooms.
And that's coming up at the soccer fields.
Bathrooms are coming up. So
yeah, that's an exciting project. It's been a long time in the making.
And we're doing sidewalks that have been needed to be done for years and years and years.
That's not me, but yes, I'm happy to see it.
But those kids that are playing in those school areas have somewhere to walk on other than the road. So
exactly. You know, that's another potential safety issue. You gotta give them a good way to get to school or get to these ball fields.
Right.
So I mean, we're making big strides.
Good.
And I'm very happy to see it.
That's good.
So.
Well, we appreciate all you do, and y'all have of course, you've got Splash Island that'll be opening up.
Yeah, that comes up in May.
As soon as it warms up a little bit more.
We've got the next big event that we have. Of course, we have our Lunch and Learn program, and then we'll have Arbor Day. Will be April 25th. It's on a Thursday this year. Then right after that will be Soapbox Derby, almost a week later. And then we'll be ready for the pool to be open. So there's no rest for the wicked over at Parks and Rec.
Now there was speaking of Arbor Day, there's been some work done over at the around the disc golf course.
Yes.
Over there with trees and cleaning some of that up and
so
making it more palatable and recognizable for someone who wants to go and learn.
A little bit more beginner friendly, which is always a good thing. But we met with the new board that they have for their disc golf association. It's not necessarily affiliated with us, but you know, they formed a group themselves. And we met with them, we walked the course, we pointed out some things, they pointed out some things that we wanted done. And that's all we had to do was just point it out, and then they went to town, and they've done a fantastic job of getting all that dead wood, the old snags, the trees that have fallen. They've removed some trees that were becoming an issue on the course. So there was some consternation about that. We weren't sure that we wanted all of that removed at first, but after meeting with them, walking the course, talking about it, and really hammering out a good plan, we're very happy with the result. They did a fantastic job, and they did it all themselves.
Yeah.
It didn't cost the city a dime.
Isn't that great?
I mean, other than going and picking up the limbs, they did all that work themselves. We're very, very proud of them and happy with them for doing that.
Now, are most of those people Tullahoma residents?
The vast majority are, yes.
But then there's people, there's people come from all over to play that disc golf course.
Interesting statistic, one of the disc golfers follows that statistic on the scoring app on his phone, and people over I forget what the period of time was, it may have been 3 months, but people from 25 states have played that course in that one small window of time. I believe it was either 3 months or 2 months.
Wow.
So that's half of the United States has had somebody come and play our course.
That's
based
big.
on the app. That's a lot of people that come to that.
Right.
So I think it's a hidden gem, and
it is.
And the cleanup work that they did just made it all the better. So.
And we didn't have to pay for it.
And we didn't pay a dime.
Didn't pay a dime. Lyle Russell, my man.
Thank you. Happy birthday.
This man, right? Happy birthday to you. This is a man of many talents right here, folks, and we are absolutely tickled to death that he's right here in Tullahoma, Tennessee, because you just don't find many of them like this guy right here. Thanks,
thank
buddy.
you, John.
Appreciate you. We'll be back after these messages.
Smoking tobacco accounts for 3 of every 10 fire deaths in the United States.
Tullahoma Fire Department need you en route to a structure fire, 202 Main Street. Heavy smoke showing. Neighbors advise child trapped inside.
Lighters, matches, and associated smoking paraphernalia are the leading cause of preschooler fire deaths. We as firefighters know that most structure fires can be prevented.
I've got one! Command, this is primary search. We have a victim. Need EMS to meet us at the front door.
Please help us to give you a fighting chance. This can be prevented. Contact the Tullahoma Fire Department for a free home safety inspection.
What's a Tennessee vacation? It starts off like any road trip, and then, boom, adventure and thrills everywhere you look, which happens to be some of the most beautiful scenery in the country. Music here, history there, and all kinds of green in between. Come relax and unwind, or bring the crowd for some stargazing, or stargazing. Whatever you do, come hungry and expect an awesome soundtrack. It's all right here in Tennessee. We're playing your song. For a free vacation guide, visit tnvacation.com.
Come on. Yeah. Come on. Yeah. 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 Woo.
You're not going to get it all right. Just make sure you nail the big stuff. Like making sure your kids are in the right seat for their age and size.
Yeah.
Get it right at nhtsa.gov/the-right-seat.
Get your news first, fast, and free with your news leader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Local weather, sports, community calendar events, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Get it first, fast, and free with News Leader on Channel 6, your local information network.
Welcome back. We have some footage here of the Coffee County Chamber Awards, or is it Tullahoma?
It is Tullahoma.
Tullahoma.
As I close out my presidency, I'd like to thank all of you for coming tonight and attending the Tullahoma Area Chamber of Commerce celebration. I've thoroughly enjoyed my time as being president during the 2023 year, and we had a fantastic year. Our goal, as always, is to promote and advocate for the local Tullahoma area. When I came in, we've been through a couple of years of uncertainty, as you all know, and 2023 started to feel like it was going to be a normal year. So kind of my theme was, let's keep the momentum, let's keep it going. And that's certainly what we did. By any measure, we successfully accomplished our goals. We set a very aggressive goal to reach 500 members, and we achieved it with 501 members. I think Tisha, told y'all about that earlier. The online reach, the website searches, social media reach, reactions, and followers was equally impressive. And I'm not going to go into a lot of the data. You have it in your program. And if you want more information on it, Tisha can bury you in a bunch of data. And I think our events are where we really shine. We had 120 entries in the Tullahoma Christmas Parade. The Wobble Gobble 5K brought participants from multiple states, showcasing our great community. The 40 Under 40 and the women impacting our community continue to recognize significant contributors to our community. And these are just to name a few. There's other events that we do that are fantastic, but I just can't go into all of them. As president, I get to take credit for all these successes, but the real work is done by our fantastic staff, Hope, Tisha, and Kathy, our members, our ambassadors, and the board of directors. This group collectively makes the Chamber a success and continues to highlight what is special about Tullahoma. And then I also would be remiss that during this year, I had a lot going on. I need to also thank my wife, Amy, for supporting me. She did a great job in she's my rock, and she lets me do these things and supports me, and she's fantastic. Now, I get to introduce, I'm going to turn my attention to Nancy Fuller, who is the 2024 Tullahoma Area Chamber of Commerce President. I have thoroughly enjoyed serving with Nancy during the past few years, and especially this past year, and look forward to her leadership for this year. I found Nancy to be a clear, level-headed thinker who loves her community and is willing to do any task to give back. I have spent a lot of time with Nancy over the past year in meetings and also just visiting with her at Traders Bank. She has the right heart and dedication to be a fantastic Tullahoma Area Chamber of Commerce president. And if you ever have any free time, go down to Traders and spend a little time with her. You'll be better off for it. Please welcome Nancy Fuller.
Good evening, everyone. I'm deeply honored and humbled to be your newly appointed president of the Tullahoma Area Chamber of Commerce. It's a privilege to represent this vibrant and dynamic community, and I'm excited about the opportunity and challenges that lie ahead. Our annual celebration is a testament to the strength of our chamber, the unity of our business community, and the dedication of our citizens. I encourage you to attend our monthly coffees where you can have the opportunity to network with local businesses. Sign up to be a CEO partner and get involved. When our local businesses and schools succeed, our entire community prospers. Our community commitment to education and workforce development will be unwavering. Our community is important to all of us. Working together can make it an even better place to live and work. Together, we can achieve great things. I encourage all of you to get involved, share your ideas, and be an active part of the Chamber's efforts. Together, we can ensure our community remains a thriving, welcoming, and inclusive community. In closing, I want to thank you for entrusting me for the role of president. I'm excited for the journey ahead and the countless opportunities that will come our way. I want to thank my family for encouraging me, my work family for always supporting me and allowing me to do the things I do. Thank you.
Each year, we present a Rising Star Award to an individual whose light shines bright on their ascent to success, and the recipient tonight has done just that. She has risen above and beyond that which she could have stumbled over but instead took charge in the leading role of an organization that advocates for our community and the surrounding area. She is one of the best among us who says yes to any way she can bring aid to those in need, a hand when it's time to get the job done, a connection to a resource just in time, ready to help with nearly any task, and is always a kind and supportive friend. She wears many hats, and she rocks them all. She's an ambassador for the Manchester and Tullahoma Chambers, and she spreads goodwill like confetti, all while coaching young athletes to victory on the tennis court. Ladies and gentlemen, the Rising Star Award this year goes to someone whose dedication shines brighter than a constellation. Please join me in celebrating Ashley Abraham. Ashley is a whirlwind of community spirit who makes our region a better place to be in 100 different ways. Let's give another round of applause for our rising star, whose light promises to shine even brighter in the years to come.
Well, if I knew I was going to be up here, I would not have eaten my whole plate of food. I look out into the audience and I just see so many amazing individuals that I have been able to call friend and work with through United Way. And I am just so blessed. When I look at this award, though, I will not only see me, I will see the countless amount of people that have been there for me, supported me, and just loved me through everything. And so thank you so much. I really appreciate this.
Most of you know my first job was at Sonic Drive-In. So that's where Jay and I met, and we worked Sonic over 20 years together, full-time and part-time. So you could say that food is part of our love story, and it's a source of enjoyment. So when we go out to dine, we watch the restaurant operate. Is the food and service consistent? Are the diners locals? And if so, I need to talk to them before we leave, while Jay waits at the door. And are they visitors? Sometimes we feel like we're at Area 51. We don't know anybody. But there are nights that we see food derailments. And so we can see where it began, and sometimes we see where it ends. And in our day, we would just laugh and ride that crazy train till closing, because that's just part of food. So you're probably catching on that the Small Business Award is one of our local Tullahoma restaurants. And this restaurant is a go-to for me when I'm taking a realtor or a customer to lunch, because dining there is delightful. It offers atmosphere, as well as foods you begin to crave, and foods that I think about. When can I have that again? The food industry's tough, yet I could not help but think how amazing it is that a French restaurant could open in a historic Tullahoma home and be one of the most iconic restaurants for the past 23 years. Emile's Bistro and Lounge is that restaurant. George's and Tammy Martin are those owners. So I'm going to tell you a little bit that you probably didn't know. Chef Georges Martin was born and raised in Lyon, France, the food capital of the world. And Georges followed in his father's footsteps and pursued a career in cooking after attending a culinary preparatory school located on the border of Lake Geneva. Following his preparatory studies, Georges completed an apprenticeship at Le Hotel Bellevue in the Normandy region of France. He then set his sights on joining his father, who'd settled in the U.S. His first U.S. position was an all-French kitchen at the Cherokee Town Club in Atlanta, where he quickly learned that to excel in his career, he would have to expand his English. He soon accepted a position at the Stouffer's Waverly Hotel in Atlanta, where he was quickly promoted to chef cornet. After elevating through numerous positions at top Atlanta restaurants such as Buckhead Life Group's 103 West and Panos and Paul, and having served as executive chef at Chef's Cafe in Buckhead, George's was recruited by Tom and Ann Cousins to launch the newly remodeled and reestablished East Lake Golf Club. In 2001, after 6 privileged years as the executive chef at East Lake, serving Atlanta's top corporate executives and famed golfers, as well as their families, George's moved to Tennessee with his wife and children for the opportunity to be closer to his wife's parents and to open his own restaurant. George's and Tammy opened Emil's on December 8, 2001, where since that time they have built a stellar reputation for delivering outstanding culinary creations. The Martins are generous to our community, donating gift certificates to nonprofits for fundraising. I hear they buy peaches from the high school fundraisers. And we have peach-inspired dishes from that. And I remember the day when Emil's tomato basil soup was sold by Sunrise Rotary. That was my favorite fundraiser. And that is just a few of the things that they have done for our community in the name of fundraising and generosity. But please join me in congratulating George's and Tammy Martin with Emil's Bistro and Lounge as our 2024 Small Business of the Year.
Well, I'll start by saying this was a family effort, and it is still a family effort. Adam was 6 years old, crawling under the basement of the restaurant, running wires. Tammy's dad helped us tremendously. He has free food for life. He knows it and enjoys it. And Emily just, popped herself upstairs and made funny faces at customers who tipped her really well for making funny faces. But most importantly, I want to thank every one of y'all here supporting us. And without y'all, we wouldn't be here. And no, this is not a French restaurant. I lived in a French restaurant. We would have not survived 2 weeks in Tel Aviv. Thank you all so very much.
Thank you for recognizing him, because he works tirelessly, very hard, and has done this for more than 40 years. So he's very deserving.
So I have the honor of presenting this award to an outstanding individual whose dedication has truly left an indelible mark on the Tullahoma Area Chamber of Commerce. This person exemplifies unwavering commitment and selflessness. For an impressive decade, and may I say probably a decade and a half, this person has been part of a key support system of our chamber. As the immediate past president, she could have chosen to take a step back, but her passion and commitment have propelled her to remain a steadfast volunteer. Not only did she serve on every committee, but she has also attended every event with infectious enthusiasm. This person's contribution extends beyond the official roles she held. She is the embodiment of a listening ear, always ready to lend support and guidance. Her eagerness to assist the team in the office demonstrates not just a commitment to the chamber, but a genuine desire to see our community thrive. This evening, we honor Elizabeth Banks for her outstanding service and dedication. We honor her for her service, dedication, and the positive impact she has had on our chamber. Let her commitment inspire us all to continue working together for the betterment of Tullahoma. Congratulations, Elizabeth, on being the Tullahoma Area Chamber of Commerce Board Member of the Year.
what to say. Okay, I do know what to say. Actually, I have been honored to have even been selected to begin with to be a part of this organization. And I am so thrilled that Bill Yoder, where are you? Bill Yoder, my good friend and past president of our chamber, and Chelsea Campbell. I served with them. I looked up to them. I was getting into the business scene, and they saw something in me, I think, that I didn't see in myself. And it has just been the most fun journey that I've been on. And I just want to thank all of you. It's been a journey that I have loved serving with everyone in this room. And thank you so much. I don't even know what to say. This is great.
I feel so fortunate to be before you because there are so many CEO business partners right here this evening, and we are blessed for the gift of your time and your talent and your service to our students, our teachers, our staff, and our families. This CEO business partner is none other than the Tullahoma Fire Department. The Tullahoma Fire Department not only serves and supports the East Lincoln Elementary Eagles expertly, but they are willing servants to all of our schools as they provide wonderful fire safety learning opportunities to our elementary students, showcase their fire trucks and equipment to our preschool age students and even our littlest cats. And they offer high-level presentations on fire safety to our high school students to help our students, and I believe are having an influence on some of them choosing fire safety and fire work in their career. Making school-to-work connections, as you know, is so important. And these public servants are wonderful models of a noble career in service to others. Members of the Tullahoma Fire Department serve on our district-wide safety committee, and they offer various ideas to help ensure safety and help us deal with some of the unique challenges that we face. The Tullahoma Fire Department members visit schools with the state fire marshal when building walkthroughs occur, and they serve as a wonderful liaison during this important annual process. These team members answer emergency calls with speed, confidence, and a helpful attitude. When the fire occurred at a classroom in West Middle School just before the first day of school in 2022, these team members arrived with speed and quickly ensured the building was clear, free of fire, and safe. They worked with school and district officials and other law enforcement agencies to make sure the reason for that fire was found and would not be repeated, and helped ensure all of us were educated to some of the challenges. These amazing representatives support our student athletes, whether that's attending a football game and blaring a siren when the Wildcats score. Now, who doesn't love that? They participate in parades when our athletes and students participate. Their website is a helpful resource to our community and shows their commitment to fire prevention and fire safety. As Bill Dedman, who's an investigative reporter, said, firefighters go where they're needed, sometimes ignoring the dangers even when no one is inside a burning building to be saved. I'm thankful we have firefighters who go where they're needed in an emergency and go where they're needed in our community, but most especially, I'm thankful for this CEO Business Partner of the Year, because they go where they're needed and serve our students and staff in our schools. Congratulations to the Tullahoma Fire Department CEO Business Partner of the Year.
Wow, what else can you say? I mean, she pretty much gave a synopsis of everything the people at the fire department do. We're so glad to be a part of this program. It's been something we've done for years now. Melissa is our community risk reduction coordinator, and she wants to say a few words.
Thank you all. We're blessed to be in this chamber, and thank you.
The first thing I get to do, one of the privileges of being president is one of the awards we get to give is the President's Award. And so I get to recognize one board member for their contributions during the year, which is very hard because it's hard to recognize just one person. We have such an outstanding and active board. To try to distill that down into one person is very difficult. The person I've selected is one of those directors that will volunteer for any task, that will do anything, which describes most of our directors. Whether that's leading a committee or in the background doing whatever needs to be done just to make things happen. But as the year went on, the more I observed, the more my selection became clear as the year went on. This person joined the ambassador program in 2019 and immediately served in leadership positions as secretary treasurer and later as president of the ambassadors. In 2023, this individual was elected to the board of directors and then predictably continued their work as an ambassador as well. During 2023, this person served on the Women Impacting the Community celebration, Christmas parade, golf, and 40 under 40 committees. Not only did this person actually actively serve and participate on these committees, but also assisted at other events like coffees and ribbon cuttings and other things along the way. I saw this person working check-in tables and cleaning, setting up, just any task that needed to be done. This person exhibited all the qualities of selfless service that I was looking for. And she did it all while holding down her full-time job at Ascend Federal Credit Union. Please join me in recognizing this year's President Award winner, Jessica Law.
Thank you very much. I have enjoyed every bit of what I have done. I was not expecting this, but I'm very blessed to work for an amazing company that allows us to be involved in the community and allows us to do our jobs and love what we do every day. So much.
Hey Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry, I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out? Listen.
Do clouds take naps?
I couldn't tell you.
Dad, do stars visit their friends?
Look!
For many senior citizens, life looks like this, but it doesn't have to. When you make your home at Parkview Senior Living, life after retirement takes on a whole new meaning. Daily exercise options, fun outings, happy hour, game nights, movies and popcorn, arts and crafts, enjoying friends over chef-prepared meals. Parkview Senior Living, where you're always home, but you're never home alone.
Get ready to make a splash for a cause. The Duck River Watershed Society invites you to its 3rd annual spring cleanup event on Saturday, March 2nd from noon until 3 at the Fire Lake Public Use and Boat Ramp area in Manchester, Tennessee. Be part of the movement for sustainability, health, and education for the Duck River, America's most diverse waterway, home to over 650 aquatic species and water supply for more than 300,000 people. Mark your calendars and register to meet us at River Forge Road on March 2nd. Let's clean up, team up, and make a splash together.
So you've been meaning to do something healthy, commune with nature, get outdoors and meet new people. We have the perfect solution. Come hike with us. You can find a Tennessee Trails Association chapter near you, including Clarksville, Columbia Franklin, Highland Rim, Jackson, Knoxville, Oak Ridge, Memphis, Murfreesboro, Nashville, Plateau at Crossville, and Upper Cumberland. We're on the web at TennesseeTrails.org. It's fun, it's stress-free, and it's good for you. See you on the trails.
There is a road laid out for me. First night here, but Amy seems cool. Leading down to the river. I am blind, but I need not see. What do you think? I know this road is there for me. If I'm really free, take me down to the river and walk.
Get your news first, fast, and free with your news leader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Local weather, sports, community calendar events, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Get it first, fast, and free with News Leader on Channel 6, your local information network.
All right, folks, we're back, and I got another one of my favorite friends on today, Mr. Jackie Duncan, and we've let's see, we're out of Black History Month, aren't we? Was that last month?
Yes, but there's still some events that are going on that didn't happen.
Let me ask a question.
Yeah.
Why isn't every month Black History Month?
Well, it is really. I'm thinking.
Sure.
It's something.
We ain't gonna stop.
It's just history. It's the United States history. Yeah.
It's not
a world
Black history, white history.
No.
It's just history.
It's just history. Everything gets recorded in the annals of time. I always say that. That's one of my favorite things. The annals of time. There's a big book, and it's up there, I guess. They keep track of everything. And
everybody.
He made it, yeah. He made us, so he's keeping track of everything. We're all getting written down in the book, or time is being recorded somewhere. And then one day soon, we're going to run out of time. And I think we all figured that one out when we die. And we've done run out of time anyway. The world didn't run out of time, maybe, but that individual did run out of time. So
for sure.
It's the same difference, you know.
And you know what? I read a book, the Book of Charlie, and Candy, my sister Candy gave it to me for Christmas. And he says, there ain't nothing you can do about what happened yesterday.
That's right.
And you don't know if you're going to be alive tomorrow. And you don't know what's going to happen then. All you got's today.
I wrote a poem about that a while back.
Take care of today. And then everything will be all right. Do the best you can today, and don't worry about the rest of it, because you can't fix it. Either one of them.
You're right. And I wrote a poem about that once. I don't think it's in this book, but
how dare you leave it, not put it in that book?
Well, it's one I wrote for. I think I might have written it after the book. In fact, I've got enough for another book already. I need to go ahead and publish my second book, but I just haven't yet. But I write little poems for the program on Sunday at church.
Right.
And they go on the back, they'll maybe put it on the back of something that's good for the congregation. It's something worthwhile to read. It's like, just anything that pertains to life that will make us better people. And the church clerk, she'll usually put it on there, put a poem on the back of there. And I've been doing that for several years now. So I've written enough of those little poems that would probably make a book. I've got enough to be in a book. But I write from time to time. I've got little notebooks everywhere full of different stuff. But this little poem called "This Moment," And this moment is all that matters. See, because the day is, yesterday is gone, tomorrow's not promised, and the moment you're living in is all we've got. So if you don't do what you need to do right now, it's wasted. It's gone.
Yeah.
Just like that. Every second. What I told you started this conversation, it's gone. You know, it was the beginning of it is gone. So we're in time. We're losing time every time we. That's not a good way to describe it, but we're losing time every time. We're going into the past every time we say something. Every time we do something. Every time we move, it's past. It's gone right now. So this moment is all there is, and take advantage of it. A lot of people just don't realize that, and that's not my best way of expressing it. But I have some real quiet moments that I think a lot better, and things come to me a lot better, and I can record them, better. So that's why, as a writer, you know that too.
I know.
You know that too. So it's.
You'll look at something that you wrote yesterday, and you'll think,
boy,
what was the matter with me?
Who wrote this? Yeah, I'm telling
what
you.
caused me to do that?
Yeah, boy, I'm telling you. Yeah, it's. But we have. There is a Black History has not ended a program that this group that I sing with, the Coleman March Ensemble. We've got a program coming up on March the 17th. It's going to be at the Tabernacle over in Winchester, and that's the Elk River District Association Tabernacle. I am the historian for that group, as well as David Michelle, and family and Mount Zion. I'm historian for them, and so I've been working on trying to get their history together. I go over. They had a big sign over there that I go out and change the sign out in front of the building and put nice little quips and quotes and my own quotes, but usually it's something pretty decent.
Yeah.
It's always something decent and good. But we're having a program over there on the 17th of March, and at 4 o'clock, and so that's a gospel extravaganza we've been doing for, I know, over 20 years, and 30 years probably. But anyway, it's going to be, it's still a part of Black history that there was so much going on, this is Black history, and we weren't ready for it because of having been unable to get together for some time, because of sickness and COVID, and we've lost a few members. But we've been singing that together as a group for over 40 years.
Wow.
And that is a blessing. You just keep putting one foot in front of the other, and before you know it, you've already walked 30 miles or 40 miles or whatever, and this time has just flown by, it seems like. But that event is coming up the 17th of March, and we'll have a big gospel extravaganza. We've got a multi-county choir that is Coffee, Bedford, some from Rutherford County, Moore County.
Franklin.
Yeah, Franklin.
Lincoln. Lincoln.
Yeah, Lincoln. Yeah, that's what I was trying to think about, Lincoln. And we've got quite a few from Lincoln County, and that's a multi-county choir that makes up that group. But then we've got the regular Coleman March Ensemble, which is groups from, all of us usually are members of the multi-county choir, but both choirs are singing that day, and that'll be on the 17th of March. So that's a blessing. That's good I'm looking forward to that. I look forward to that every year. So it's a blessing.
You a bass or tenor?
No, I usually sing tenor. I can sing bass. I'll find a place to sing if I don't look for a place with them because we got specified parts.
Right.
But I sing tenor with them usually, and if I need to sing bass, I will. I could throw some extra.
You know what? In singing in the choir, I'm a bass singer. I listen to the tenor line sometimes. I don't see how y'all do it. It doesn't make any sense to me. Y'all sing notes that to me don't even sound like they're supposed to be there.
Well, I can get up there or I can go down there. So.
But the thing about it is the thing about being a bass is you're on the back row and you never hear the blend.
Yeah.
So things that sound weird to you up in front of you, when all of it gets together and the people out in the audience, it sounds exactly like it's supposed to be. But the tenor line to me would be the hardest thing in the world to try to sing.
I can sing. I've been singing tenor all my life, but now we had a guy that sang with us in that group that was he couldn't sing. He couldn't get up there, so he was singing low, and I would sing low with him to boost that more. And so anyway, it was a blessing to wherever I can go in and find a place that's usually find a
All
voice
right,
to sing.
well, we got.
And I want to say something. Let me say something about tomorrow. Okay,
Get on it.
I see tomorrow is the UTSI Day for Women's History Month, and attorney, Judge Sheila Calloway is going to be the speaker tomorrow at UTSI. So 10 o'clock.
And who's singing?
Ashley Brooks is going to be singing.
Gonna
Yeah,
sing.
she'll be
We're going
singing.
to try to get her on this show.
All right, sounds good to me. Yes, sir.
And now, are we closing now? Oh, well, we're going to go to a commercial. We don't have to close now. We'll be back.
The Bookshelf in Tullahoma is the fundraising arm of the Coffee County Literacy Council. Since 1988, the Literacy Council's goal and purpose has been to support and promote adult basic education in Coffee County. We enable individuals to complete their high school equivalency exam, which helps them get better jobs or continue into higher education. The Bookshelf at 114 Southwest Atlantic Street in Tullahoma is where we sell used books, which are donated to us by the community. Come see us, bring your books to donate, and join us as you find every genre of books that you can imagine.
I had a knee replacement, so they've got me in life care, which I'm very, very thankful for. I couldn't garden, I couldn't do my flower beds, I can't chase my little dogs. I have been in several therapy sessions for knees and back, and that's the best therapist I believe I've ever been to. It's tremendous because I'm able to walk again, but if it wasn't for the care, I wouldn't be where I am.
Let us champion your recovery. Life Care Center of Tullahoma.
Is this the year you want to get fit? If so, check out just some of the things Tullahoma Parks and Rec has to offer. Kickboxing, aerobics, silver sneakers workouts, swim lessons, boot camp, water aerobics, basketball, Zumba, yoga, pickleball, lap swimming, treadmill, karate. Get fit, Tullahoma, and have some fun with Tullahoma Parks and Rec.
Parkview Senior Living, active, independent senior living at its finest.
Do you love sports? Then you should know about STEM. Because maximizing nutrition, analyzing peak muscle performance, calculating the perfect shot, and more are all made possible by science, technology, engineering, and math. In fact, there are more careers than ever in sports science. So if you have a passion for sports, then think about getting involved in STEM and improve everyone's game on and off the field. Get inspired at SheCanSTEM.com.
Get your news first, fast, and free with your news leader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Local weather, sports, community calendar events, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Get it first, fast, and free with News Leader on Channel 6, your local information network.
All right, we are back, and it's springtime in the air.
Ooh, thank you.
It's going to be, you made a little conversation about turnip greens. You like turnip greens?
Oh yes.
I love turnip.
Oh, I do too. Yeah. Yeah.
Do you cook them?
I don't.
Cook them?
I don't. I'm not a turnip green cooker. My grandmother used to. Ooh, she would.
Do you have a pressure cooker at your house?
I do.
Do you use it?
No.
See, that's the easiest thing in the world to cook turnip greens in a pressure cooker.
Yeah, I'm not a full-fledged. There's only me, and I'm not a full-fledged meal cooker, you know, I'd rather, my sister does this several times a year, and not my baby sister, but Linda, my sister Linda, she'll cook. Sometimes she'll bring me dinner. She'll cook a dinner like that. But my older sister Betty lives in Manchester, and Betty will cook. Oh, she cooks some fantastic meals. We'll go to Thanksgiving and Christmas, and
yeah.
she's the real cook in the family. That, you know, my grandmother was fantastic. My mother was a fantastic cook, and man, Betty's taking it up, and Linda's trying to catch on there too. She's doing pretty good.
You come home with your arms full.
Yeah.
Well, not really. No, my stomach is always full though. But and then I wind up going back sometimes, and I wind up arms full too. Then so. But it's a blessing.
Well, we want all of y'all to remember that this Saturday again at South Jackson Civic Center is the Miss Tullahoma contest, and that'll be the 2 o'clock will be the Little Miss.
Oh, wow.
I think at 4 or 4:30 is going to be the Junior Miss, and then 6 o'clock will be Miss Tullahoma. And the 9th through the 12th grade will be a scholarship pageant.
Oh, great.
So go down and see some of these pretty lovely young ladies, Tullahoma girls, blooming and beautiful.
Yes.
All right? So I guess the three of us, the Three Musketeers right now, we're signing off, folks. Have a great day, and hope you won.